Yeah, hi everyone. So this session, we are going to continue the Metal Master creation here. So I hope all the preliminary configurations and the major configurations of Metal Master, everything we have completed in the last sessions. Okay, so now we are going to have a seamless Metal Master creation here. We are going to create one end-to-end material, and we are going to observe that what are the impacting fields, especially for the P2P cycle we have. Okay, so we are focusing that. Yes, we can get into that. Yes. Okay, so let's start with here. So already we have seen in the last thing session. Okay, so regarding the metal master difference, so we have the characteristics of 40 to 40 characters. So for ECC we have 1840. Okay, so already we have discussed. So now let me give this particular description here. Okay, so motor 100 HP, and here the mandatory fields are the unit of measurement and the metal group. Okay, so we don't have any other mandatory fields here. It means it is not going to impact anything. But other than that, if the customer is expecting some mandatory fields and all the other things, using the field selection, we can able to do that. Already we have seen that how to do that one. It will be very clear. Okay, so now I can get into this unit of measurement, and I can able to find that all the unit of measurements will be available here, because SAP is global. So for all the companies, it will be suitable. So all type of unit of measurement will be available, which is nearly suitable for this. You can able to use that for an example. Okay, it's a motor, right? So I can able to put a piece, or I can put each whatever I want. Okay, so maybe I can put, so for an example, okay, so a piece. Okay, per piece I'm just giving that. Okay, one motor. Okay, same like you can give the metal group here. So you can able to configure the metal group also. Okay, in the configuration I'll show you the some basic settings that is all very simple things. Okay, you can able to configure the metal group. Okay, what is the actual use of this metal group is, for an example, you can nature of the product, based on the nature of the product, you can group the material. For an example, all the motors, you can able to group it in one group. For an example, why we are grouping here is, if you want to find all the motor stock, okay, in one stretch, or you want to get a report of only the motors, you can able to get in one stretch, you can use this metal group. Or else you have to search for every motor individually and clubbing that, so that will take very time consuming work. So this will makes your work very easy, especially for the analytics purpose. Okay, so I'm assigning something. Okay, so I'm just assigning something. Other than that, so there is no mandatory fields here, so this is not an impacting fields, but these fields can be used somewhere. For an example, okay, so you can use this gross weight, net weight, dimension for any kind of things, because if you are a logistics based company, so this information will be very helpful. For an example, you are arranging the transportation for picking up the material from the vendor, then if you know what is the weight and what is the dimension of this material, so you can easily book the right vehicle at the right time, so you can save a lot of money. So these all informations will not impact in your cycle, but it will be an informative one. Okay, right. Okay, so coming to the second one, okay, go to the basic data 2. So here all the fields are dummy fields. We are not having any mandatory fields in this one. Normally this is just for a dummy field. Okay, but you can add some of the fields here. For an example, if you get into this particular part, you can able to see here. Okay, for a material, definitely there will be a drawing. Okay, so every material, every raw material you purchase, there will be a design and there will be a drawing here. That particular information you can update here. Okay, you can see what is the drawing number, what is the drawing type, what is the version, what is the release number, means change number, like that you can update this one. So this is not going to be an impact field, but the information wise you can give the information. Okay, just you need an information. For an example, for a vendor, you need to convey that. So what is the revision, what is the current drawing you need to produce the material, or vendor can give you that. Okay, so this is the current drawing for this particular material, like that. The information you can share using this, otherwise it is not an impacting field. Okay, yes. Now after this we are directly entering into, so we are not having any sales view here, directly we are entering into the purchasing view. So just click on this purchasing here, where the other things are important here, because this, if the view is not maintained for a material, especially this purchasing view, so what you can do is you cannot do anything on the purchasing. This item is not eligible for purchasing if you don't have this purchasing view. Okay, that is what it all means. Okay, so you need to have this purchasing view, only then you can able to purchase this item, or else this will not be eligible. Okay, even you can try that. You can create a material without purchasing view and you can try. So what will happen, you can see that. Okay, right. Okay, now you can see the basic unit of measurement, the plant, everything. You see metal group, everything is auto populated here, so nothing to worry here. Okay, So now here what we are going to have is, so we have other unit of measurement here. You can see already we have the unit of measurement. You have one more unit of measurement is called as order unit of measurement. What is that actually? So this basic unit of measurement is always used for stocking the material. If you want to stock this material, this basic unit of measurement will be is the only option where you can stock this one. Piece means whenever the item is coming into the inventory, it will be stored in a piece. But sometimes you may give this order unit also, which time the vendor will demand. For an example, you are asking 1 piece or 2 piece of mortar, so they will say that no, don't ask in a piece. Okay, I'm not ready to give you a loose package, so I'm giving you in a lot. For an example, maybe I'm giving you in a lot, or I will give you in a box that will consist of 10 piece, like that. Okay, please order me like that, then only I can able to provide, or else I'm not ready to give you in the piece. So what we need to do, if the vendor is demanding, so if you don't have the option, then you have to go for that. So in the stock you can have this piece here, but in order unit you have a different unit. For an example, I'm fixing a lot, I'm giving us lot here. Okay, I'll just give an enter, see what happens automatically. Okay, I think the unit lot is not available. Okay, or else I'll just use any other thing. Okay, so maybe we can try with pack. Okay, it's a package, try with pack, enter. Yes, the package is available. Okay, fine. Okay, so there you can see, okay, so the package is available here. So one pack is equal to how much piece? Very simple. Okay, one pack is equal to how many piece? Okay, for an example, one pack is equal to, for an example, 10 piece. In the sense I can give 10 piece. So what will happen whenever I order this material, I will order only in pack. Okay, automatically it will come. You don't need to do anything here. So whenever you order this material, automatically the unit will be pack. Okay, but when you bring this item from the vendor into the stock, it will be numbers. Sorry, it will be in piece. It will be 10 piece. Automatically it will convert. Okay, automatically it will convert. When we go to the P2P cycle, when we run one full cycle, so you can see that one, you will be seeing that. Okay, just give this one. Okay, yes, this is not one unit of measurement. For a material you can able to have 4 unit of measurements here. Okay, 4 different. One is a basic unit of measurement, this one, and second one is order unit of measurement, this one, and in the sales we have sales order unit. How we have purchase order unit, like that sales order unit we have. While we are selling the product, we can use that automatically. And finally we have issue unit of measurement. Okay, issue unit of measurement means we are bringing the stock inside the inventory, right? So in a piece, so then we need to issue that item to the production, right? We need to give that item to the production, then only the production can use this item. So during the issue, so whatever they are expecting based on their unit of measurement, you need to give. Sometimes, not always, sometimes. Okay, so for one material you can able to have 4 unit of measurement is possible. Okay, so maybe they will ask in some interviews or certification, so this will be for your knowledge purpose, right? Yes. And the next important thing is the purchase group here. Okay, what is this purchase group is? Okay, this purchase group is all about, okay, so it's a buyer. Okay, so normally we will use this purchase group as a buyer here. Okay, normally we will use this purchase group as a buyer. Okay, in the enterprise structure we have seen, right, that is indirectly is available there. It is not connected with the enterprise structure because it is indirectly going to help us, because the purchase group, normally every company they will use it as a buyer. Who is that buyer? In a purchase department there is one person called buyer who is ready to buy the component from the vendor. Okay, so that particular guy, buyers, 2-3 buyers, we are going to assign it here for a particular material wise. For an example, you have totally 1000 materials, okay, for your company, in the sense you are going to procure. So that 1000 material, for an example, you have 4 buyers, you can split that 1000 into 4. So every buyer will take care of 250 materials. So the work will be very dedicated, and also what will happen, you will see some of efficiency in that work, because he can follow only the 250. He don't mind about other material, he will only focus on that. So he will be very narrow minded, so your work will be very faster. So that is the use of this purchasing group. Okay, and also wherever the transaction related to the purchase happens, the purchase group plays a major role. Okay, so that is what the importance of that. Okay, so even when you're going and taking some reports, based on the purchase group, the reports will be very high. You will get lot of reports in this one. Okay, these are the options. Okay, right. Okay, next thing regarding this one is, you can see the automatic PO. You can activate this automatic PO, and so this automatic PO we can see later. Okay, when we go to the P2P cycle, how it is working. Now if you say, you cannot understand this. Okay, then we have the batch management here. If you want to activate the batch management, you can activate that. This also we can see later, okay, regarding the batch management here. Okay, so how this batch management is working, we have two things. One is batch management, one is serial management. So which one the customer needs, we can give that. So based on the situation, you can give the situation. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, and most important critical field here is, okay, it's not mandatory, but it is very helpful in terms of, it is called as purchase value key. So what is this purchase value key? For an example, just by ordering this material is not enough, right? We need to follow this material. We need to bring the material on time here. So we need to follow the vendor continuously. How many vendors you can follow? Every day you want to keep your hands full of phones. Okay, it cannot be done, right? So how it can be done is, you can maintain this purchase value key. So here you can see the first reminder, second reminder, and third reminder, like that of options. Okay, you can set the reminders here. What will happen? So automatically it will send the reminders to the vendor. Okay, so and so order, so this item to be delivered on next week. Okay, so please just for your reminder, like that the message will go. Because one of the disadvantage here is, advantages, so the total manual work is completely eliminated. Okay, so the disadvantage is the vendor will get annoyed. So that is the major thing. The vendor will get annoyed, because normally the vendor, okay, so will not have this particular thing. For an example, vendor, okay, so don't like this kind of means, because if continuously you are sending mail, it's like irritating. Okay, his inbox will be full, you'll be keep on sending the messages. We have seen a lot of things in the reality. Okay, in the real projects we have seen many things. Okay, the vendor will get annoyed, so that will be indirectly helping, so indirectly is affecting your O2C, sorry, your O2D, okay, on time delivery. Okay, so you need to get a confirmation from the vendor that it is okay, so whether we can send an email, all this thing. If he is not accepting, if he is not ready to listen this one, so just leave this one. Okay, always a good relationship between the vendor should be there, so then only it can be run a very good so SCM cycle. Okay, right. Okay, these are the things importantly is available here. So most important phase in the purchasing view. Okay, so coming to the next one, getting into the international trade and import. So here normally this fields, okay, this particular view is used for import. Whatever the items you import, you will be using this fields, but nowadays we are not using this. Why? Because the GST came. Okay, the GST has been came. Okay, so after that we are not using this city of origin, region of origin, like that. Okay, it is all not required, because after the GST comes, okay, everywhere the one tax concept here, so we don't want to worry about that. Then how we can able to manage that thing is very simple. We are giving only one is called as a control code here. Okay, we are giving only one thing called control code here. So what is this control code means for? So in SAP it is called as control code, but in our case in a GST we call it as HSN code. I think you will be aware of that. Okay, if you're not aware, just check with the GST website. Okay, what is that HSN code? HSN code stands for Harmonized System Nomenclature. Okay, Harmonized System Nomenclature, it is HSN code. What it will do is, so based on the nature of the product, for an example, before GST, what will happen? If you buy a small motor, so they will put one tax. If you buy a big motor, the tax will be different. Okay, so based on the size, based on the thing, so it will change. But after GST, it is not like that. Okay, all the same nature of product will have the same tax. For example, all the motor will have the same tax. Okay, all the engine will have the same tax, because that is how the nature of things will be there. That is based on this HSN code, because the HSN code, all the nature of product, the HSN code will be globally, it's available. For an example, if it is a motor like that in the sense, so maybe I'll just check for any code here. Okay, so anything is available, we can check. So you want to go with the country wise, I'm giving IN for India. Anything is there? Yes. Okay, so they have some codes here. So actually the code should not be like this. Okay, I think someone has created wrongly. Okay, it's fine. So it comes from the finance. Okay, I'll just assign something. Okay, I'll assign something here, but actually this is not the right one. So there will be some 4-digit or 8-digit code. Okay, so maybe 8474 or 84741708, like that the code will be there. So if it is a 4-digit code, the for means your company is greater than 250 crores turnover company. If you are giving, so lesser than 4 codes means, so lesser than 250 crores, you need to give 8-digit code here, because this control code is indirectly helping us to generate the tax. Okay, yes. Okay, just for your idea, yes, yeah. And finally coming into the purchase order text here. So the purchase order text is all about, okay, so here we have limited with only 40 characters, we cannot go beyond that. So after that, so we can give the n number of text here. So whatever the specifications you want to give here, so you can give all the specifications here. So there is no restriction at all here. Okay, there is no restriction. And also one more thing here, you can add multiple languages here. You can see you have multiple languages here. So even you have Hindi, Japanese, Korean, so all the languages are there. So if you're connecting with an external vendor or other language vendors, you can communicate with them in their language. So that will give some easy communication, and whatever you want to convey, you can convey correctly. Okay, right. Okay, so these are the informations we required here. So based on this particular thing, we'll be working on that. Okay, yes. Now after this, we need to get into this MRP. Okay, so we need to discuss about this MRP very long. So I think now we don't get the time. So now we focus only on this particular Metal Master. So when we go nearby the P2P cycle, so that time I will explain this MRP very detailedly, because the MRP you need to understand what is the working principle of MRP. Then you will get an idea about everything. Okay, yes. So now I'll just enter into this MRP. Okay, I'll just give the mandatory fields. So only the mandatory fields I will give. For an example, this MRP will work like an automation thing. So it will always keep on scanning the system. Whenever there is a requirement it found, it will try to fulfill the requirement. That's it. Okay, just one line. Okay, then we can see about the details. So here this MRP 4 views or belongs to, okay, PP. So PP is responsible for having this field. Okay, anyway, I'll just discuss about that. Okay, when we go to the P2P cycle, I want to show you the automation of MRP. That time we will discuss about this. Okay, so now I'll just activate this. Okay, I'll just activating something here. If I just explain, it will take too long time. So now it is not required. Now we are going to, ultimately we want to complete this Metal Master here. So when there is a need of this, we will discuss about that, right? Yes. Okay, so I'm giving all these things. Okay, yeah. Okay, these all things are not required. Okay, I need to give a planned delivery time. This is a lead time actually. Okay, so what is the lead time between the vendor and our location? What is the time taken for example, I'm giving 7 days in the sense, what is the time taken from the vendor location to my location to reach here? Based on this only the entire planning will happen. Based on this only the delivery date will be generated. So based on this only the production will plan for their production. Everything is based on this. Okay, we will see that. Okay, we will see one live scenario. So then only you will be able to get that one, or else just by orally, if I say something, it will not be useful. Okay, let's get into that. Okay, yes, enter. Okay, so here you are going to see the availability check. Okay, I'll discuss this also later. So regarding the availability check, okay, what are the different type of availability check I'm checking for? Okay, so the okay, so whatever you can give that one. Okay, yes. Okay, so this availability check will help you to check the availability of this material. Okay, whether this material is available or not, even that check also will be based on this availability check. Okay, we can see the reality. Okay, when we run the system, so automatically we will all come here and we will check that one where it is getting connected, because without knowing the connection, just knowing this one, so there won't be any use. Okay, right. Okay, so after this MRP, what we need to do is directly you can go, for an example, you can get into the plant data. Okay, get into the plant data here. So in this plant data, so you can give this, all things are not mandatory. If you want this information to be given, you can give this information. Okay, just for information, for an example. So if you want to give some, okay, so what is the shelf life? So what is the total shelf life? For an example, what is the storage condition? Like that, what are the information? You can see the unit of issue. I told you, right? So we have 4 type of unit of measurement. You can see unit of issues here. So these all things you can update. This all things just for information. It is not going to impact anything for our P2P cycle. Okay, yes. Okay, same thing, you can go to the plant data too also. It is also like same thing here, but here you have the serial number object. You can see this one, serial number management, you have an option. I told you, right? So there are 2 things, batch management and serial number management. You can able to manage the material with the different things. Which one the company, the customer requires, we can go for it. Okay, maybe in the upcoming session we can see related to that, how that is all things are working. So on which particular scenario this will be work, so everything we can see that. Okay, right. Okay, so if you want to activate the quality, you can able to activate this. Okay, this is also not required for us. Okay, but I'll show you if in case, okay, we are into the quality part, we can able to check that one, how it is activating that one. So directly we can go to the accounting one here. So here where we can able to find that, okay, so the financial data we are going to give. So here we are going to give two financial information. One is a valuation class and one is a pricing control. These two things are important here. Okay, these two things are important. And the third thing is you can see the material ledger. Here you can see an option called material ledger. It is not activated, so it needs to be activated. Okay, so it's a mandatory here. It's a mandatory here. I told you, right? So when we discussed about the difference between ECC and S4HANA, this material ledger is mandatory. You need to activate this, then only this material will get transparent. The material actuals, everything will get transparent here. So this material ledger is very important. We need to activate this. Now it is not activated. You can see the tick mark is not there. Maybe on the next session we can just see how to activate this. Okay, this will be defaultly. We need to activate this. Okay, right. We can see that one. So now we need to give the valuation class. What is this valuation class is, see whatever happens to this material, so the material wherever the finance, the transaction is happening, so automatically it will be captured in the finance. So using a particular general ledger, okay, we will see this in the integration. Okay, we will see this in the integration, very important integration. So there is a direct connection between the finance and the material is through this valuation class. Okay, every material type there will be a valuation class will be assigned by the finance department. You can see that one. Okay, 3000 is a standard valuation class for a raw material. So like that, every type of material will have a different valuation class. So every valuation class will have a separate GL is assigned in the background. So as an integration point, we can see that later. So now you just see this valuation class is mandatory. And you need to understand about the pricing control. You will be having two type of pricing control. We have seen in the configuration, right? Material attributes, right? Standard price and moving average price. I told you that. So we will need to give only the moving average price for the raw material. Why? Because if you give the standard price, if you fix a price here, for an example, you fix 100 rupees here, until you change the price for the next time, it will be always 100 rupees. Okay, always it will be 100 rupees. What will happen if it is always 100 rupees? For an example, so I want to manufacture a car. So using this material only, I'm manufacturing that. So after 2 months, I want to check the cost of a car. So I'm running the total cost of the car. So if the same 100 rupees is there, but in the market, the rate of that particular motor is 500 rupees. So but I'm in my system, it is showing only 100, means based on that the car rate will show very less, so my car rate will go very down in my market because I will take a wrong price, right? So that case only the raw material will be always assigned for moving average. What this moving average will do is, for an example, it will always take a moving average price. For an example, today you are purchasing this material for 100 rupees. So tomorrow you are purchasing for 200 rupees, means how the system will calculate 100 plus 200 divided by 2. What is the moving average price? It will update here automatically. You can see here it will automatically get updated. You don't need to worry about that. Automatically it will keep on updating. It will take only the average price. So finally, whenever you are running the final product price, you will get an approximate perfect price. Okay, so that is what we are just mentioning this as a moving average price. So initially I'm just giving some price, maybe I'm just giving 200 rupees. Okay, so when we do the transaction and we can try, so then we can be able to find how it will work. Okay, right. So here the metal ledger to be activated, that we can do it on the next session. Okay, yes. And next one, you can go to the accounting 2 here. Okay, these all things are purely a finance part, so we don't want to worry about this. And costing part also, this belongs to the CO consultant, because earlier FI and CO, we call it as FICO. The module is for finance. In the previous thing, so finance and controlling, so will be a same module. Okay, now finance and controlling is different. Finance comes under different, and controlling is for the costing department. That will be different now. So that is what. So we are having the separate. Even the consultants also nowadays very differently we have. Okay. Yes. So this is all the master data here we have. So what are all the impacting fields we have seen? Okay, so if that fields are not there, so it will be directly impacting the P2P cycle. That is very clear, especially the purchasing view, and all other things to be managed very properly, and the field selection to be managed very properly, and the basic preliminary configuration what we done, so that all things to be done very properly. Then only this material will get updated. Okay, now you can see what are the things we have done. Everything we done perfectly. That's why we didn't get any error, or else we will be stopped in between. Here and there we will be getting affected, so we cannot be able to move forward. All these things will happen if your configuration is wrong. Okay, so now we have done everything properly. So when you are practicing also, you have to do that in the same way. So let's do that practice for 1 or 2 times. Automatically you will be getting that, right? So once everything is done, you can save this. So automatically the metal is created. You can see the metal is created. Okay, this is a creation. For an example, what in terms of change? So you need to go to the next T code. What is the T code? MM02 for change. So enter. You can give this material. Okay, enter and enter. Okay, and give the plant, which plant you have, enter, and you can able to edit anytime whatever you want. Okay, you can edit whatever you want. You can see, okay, what are the views you maintain, only that it is there. You can see, okay, so which particular thing, okay, which particular thing you want to edit, you can able to edit anytime. Okay, you can able to edit anything you want. Okay, so before doing the transaction, if you do the transaction, certain things you cannot edit, mainly this unit of measurement, this number range cannot be edited. Once it is created, it is done. So this unit of measurement you cannot edit once the transaction starts. For example, you have just done some transaction in the system, you cannot able to do it again, you cannot change it again. So like that, certain constraints are there. So anyway, this is a master data. So always the master data will be having a continuous updation. So we will be updating this continuously based on that. Okay, yes, I hope the metal master is clear for you. So just have a practice on this one, especially the configuration, the front end and the back end. So you will be getting it automatically. Okay, so this is all about the material here. Okay, so regarding the MRP part, we can able to see on the P2P cycle. Before we start the P2P cycle, we can see the MRP part. So that time you will have the clarity. Okay, yes, yeah. So I hope it is clear. Okay, so now, so almost, okay, so we have completed the metal master here. Okay, so the metal master part is completed. Okay, you can see that the metal master part is completed here. So the next thing what we are going to have is the most important and the new feature which is added up in S4HANA is a business partner here. So we are going to discuss about the business partner. Okay, this is the new topic here. So this particular feature is not available in ECC or anywhere. So this is available only in S4HANA. Okay, as a simple hint, what I can give is what is this business partner is. So earlier, so what example, you can take any ERP, there will be a customer master, there will be a vendor master, there will be an employee master, like that. There are individual masters will be there, right? So every department will take that individual master and they can manage that. For an example, in so what we will do, we will take care of vendor master, right? So vendor is our guy, right? We need to take care of them. So customer master will be taken care by sales. So employee master will be taken care by HR or finance. Like that, individual department is taking care of that. But after this business partner is came, all that particular master data has been completely eliminated. So no master data is available. Okay, that is what I just mentioned here. You can see. Okay, so no master data is available here. No vendor master, no customer master, no employee master, nothing is there. Everything has been completely eliminated out from this. Okay, completely it was out. Okay, so only we have a business partner, a centralized solution. Okay, it's a centralized solution where you can able to create a customer or vendor or a employee or a person, whatever you want, you can able to create in one centralized point. That particular centralized point is a business partner. Okay, it is entirely different between the previous ECC and this one. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to compare that. Okay, we are going to compare the previous one and this one, and we can see how it is getting different. And here the configuration will be entirely different. The people who is already worked in ECC and comes here and see, so they will feel that entirely it was different. Okay, so that all things we are going to see. So same like how we see the metal master, like that we are going to start with the front end and we are going to understand what is a business partner. Then we are going into the back end. Okay, we are going into the back end and we are going to configure this, what all the business partner we need to configure. There are some important configurations out there, we need to configure that. Then we are coming and we are going to create a vendor master. For us, the vendor master is required. So we don't need to bother about the customer. We need to create a vendor master in the business partner here. So just normal vendor master. Okay, vendor master means it's not much technical. So very simple. Normally like a KYC. Like, so if you go to the bank, so about you, so they will ask to fill your information. Like same like, so about the vendor we are getting the information. That's it. We are just getting the information from different angle. So we are just placing that. Okay, that's all we are doing here. So there is nothing more than that. Okay, so that is all we are going to see in the business partner here. Okay, so on the next session we are going to have that business partner here. Okay, so what is the difference between the previous thing and this one? That is also we are going to cover, and especially the configuration. Okay, the configuration of business partner will be little bit complicated, okay, comparing to the previous one. I'll show you that, okay, how it can be compared on all other things. So based on that we can able to go, right? Yes. So I hope it is clear. Okay, so the business partner is the next topic. Okay, so what we are going to have in this particular thing. Okay, so how we are going to take it up. Okay, so what are the options we have? So all these things we can able to see that. So based on that we can able to move on this. Okay, right. So I hope the metal master and all these things are clear. Okay, so on the next session let's start this business partner. Okay, right. So thank you so much. We'll see you on the next session. Yes, thank you.